Hello my friends, we're back again with some more Sky Striker gameplay. I'm sorry, I've just been loving the deck recently. I've just been having a lot of fun playing Sky Strikers. Today I'd like to show you just the fact that we can play through anything. Now this was just this was a fun duel, right? This was one that I just enjoyed playing through. We were up against Bird Up, which you would think, okay, Bird Up, that's not going to be that's not my definition of a fun duel. My opponent made a pretty standard board. Again, when I play Bird Up, I don't think I play in the most unique. It's Bird Up, right? There's some options, there's some decision making involved, but at the end of the day, you end on a Draco Future, you end up on the Big Bird, green Big Bird, and you have, maybe another XZ monster to boot, right? So they're going through the whole process. I don't have any hand traps. They activated a card that gave me one of their cards so that they could draw a card, which I haven't seen in Bird Up before. So, that's an interesting one. I like the versatility. I like the uniqueness that I'm seeing to a degree, but I say to a degree because there's only so much uniqueness that's going to go into a build like this. Although, that being said, I don't feel like a deck needs to be unique to be good or enjoyable or for you to be proud of your ability to pilot it, right? Because at the end of the day, something can only be discovered for the first time once. And with that being said, like, if no one was allowed to play something that anyone had built or played before, we wouldn't have a meta game. We might as well be playing, what's it called? Highlander rules, Highlander form. I'm rambling, I'm ranting. I've been thinking a lot recently about people's idea and perception of creativity in Yu-Gi-Oh! And the fact that, like, people seem to think that creativity and Yu-Gi-Oh! Have to go hand in hand or else you're not good at the game. But, bro, game sense is more than deck building, right? I don't personally net deck for the most part, but, like, even when you do, you still have to learn to pilot the deck. You still have to understand the game mechanics. You still have to understand the game around you, your opponent says, all that good stuff. Okay, the rant done. It's time for my turn. My opponent summons a wind barrier statue onto the field, and so I can't special summon wind monster, anything other than wind monsters. But I've opened a pretty spicy hand here. So I activate my Upstart Goblin. I just want to get my spells in the graveyard. I use a Widow Anchor to negate the effects of my opponent's Draco Future, though it's not indestructible anymore. Then I destroy it with another one of my cards, and I can activate my Engage after using those 3 spell cards, which means that I get to draw another card off of my first draw. Really cool. I activate Reinforcements of the Army to get myself Array on the field. I cannot special summon anything that's not wind, but they gave me one of their monsters. I'm gonna summon that onto the field and then normal summon my Array. Now, if I were them, I would have summoned the other Exy's monster that Leer Lusks have that lets you bounce back special summon card, because that makes my choice a lot more difficult. Do I take out the barrier statue or do I take out the card that bounces back special summons? Probably the barrier statue. They get to survive here, but Hayate still attacks directly, so I still get to activate the effective middle card to the graveyard. I send a multi-roll so I don't end up drawing into it, and now I want to start link climbing, right? Because I can special summon freely. I make myself a Kagari to get my Engage back out of the graveyard. And I'm thinking, okay, I want to be able to use this turn, and I want to link climb all the way into an Access Code Talker. That way they can't activate their Simora to get a negate onto the field in the form of the other Big Bird, right? So I go into Nightmare Unicorn, and seeing what I'm about to do, my opponent uses Nibiru here. And this is a tactical decision. They're hard pressed, right? Oh, and I misplay. I'm like, hey, what if I had the barrier statue? Would that negate your Nibiru summon? No, it wouldn't. And look, learning is you experiment to learn. You learn by failing. Also, this Nibiru means absolutely nothing. I see what my opponent was going for, but I can just use my multi-roll to Thanos snap it off the field and then activate my Engage like nothing happened. Now, the reason why they knew they had to do that is because Access Code does not target, so I would have been able to get rid of their Simorg. Which, could have been problematic. I still couldn't have gotten rid of their Leer Lusk monster, so there's that. But they use Nibiru there. At least I think that's how it works. I don't think that their Leer Lusk monster's effect protected Simorg there, which is what I'm thinking that they were trying to avoid me getting rid of. So it's just like, okay, let me just stop your plays there so you don't get the access code. I make myself a Shizuku so I can search, and just we're exactly where we would have been in a perfect world, in a perfect scenario. It's almost like their board didn't exist, right? And that's largely in part thanks to them, although thinking about it with an Access Code Talker on the field, all they would have had would have been the Leer Lusk monster that's attacking directly, so we wouldn't have been in that different of a position, realistically speaking. We get another Engage in our hand because we got an Engage out of the graveyard with the effect of the multi-roll. We got a fat multi-roll here, right? Full back row coverage. The only thing that's stopping us here is a Feather Duster, and even then, we might still be able to recover because we've got Ray in the graveyard. graveyard. Actually, wait, do we? I think we do. Oh no. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because we activate Widow Wanker on my opponent's summon of a monster. We negate that effect and we yoink the card. That way, even if the card in their hand is something that they can normal summon, they don't have another card on the field to use. So the only card that's saving them here is the yellow Lyralust card, which I guess they didn't have. So they lose the will to live and surrender, and that is the game. I hope you enjoyed this quick gameplay commentary. If you did, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. I will be back in about a week or week and a half, days. I'll be back in a number of days, right? So subscribe so you're here when I'm back and we're streaming again. Have a fantastic day and take care, friends. Bye.